right. Almost 4 o'clock. I'll get going. Hello, everybody. My name is Mark. I own Orbit DVD in beautiful West Asheville. It has been a wet week, but I think it's supposed to clear up for Halloween. As if that means anything to me. Probably not. We are in an area just beyond this curtain is a sort of a beautiful Americana tree-lined street called Vermont Avenue. And every Halloween around 5 o'clock, Vermont Avenue turns into a shit show. Absolute pandemonium. It's horrible and fun. If you made a costume, you're going to show it off on Vermont Avenue back here. So it's great that people are still celebrating Halloween out there. But the people that live there like literally run out of candy in about 10 minutes, 20 minutes. They actually have candy drives to donate candy so they won't run out as fast. It might have stopped after the hurricane, but we'll see what happens tomorrow. But anyway, uh, for anybody local, we will be closing down at 5, so we'll give the employees the opportunity to get the hell out of here. Yeah, she's very happy about that. I actually have a full office today. That's Ty back there. I'll wave Ty. There we go, Ty. Ty's the used guy, the guy I refer to all the time. He just got back from Living Dead weekend. And then we got Shelby right over here. So anyway, let's get going. First of all, let's talk about the news. The news is 2 weeks of Shout Factory news, and this one is not good news for me personally, and for I'll say about 62% of you. Anyway, we got word in midweek that we were being severely shorted our copies of Hard Boiled. It was to be the biggest Shout Factory title we have ever pre-ordered or carried, and that is no longer the case. We got probably about a fifth of what we had ordered, and we are going to be able to fulfill 38% of the pre-orders. So I sent out an email to everybody, and we're starting rolling the refunds to everybody starting today. We did about a third of it today, and the other one's going to be a little more complicated because they're tied up with other product and things like that. So that's going to be handled on a case by case or order by order basis over the next couple of days. So sorry about that. It's just the way it rolls, right? I think we're all looking and asking questions. How, why, what's going on? I don't know who had the product. I know that Groove is taking over a lot of the Shout Factory titles. They're handling the, basically what the website Shout did. So anything exclusive apparently is going to go to Groove. So I went to Groove today because I want people to have the opportunity to purchase this. And they said sold out. I then looked at Amazon. Amazon's still taking orders, but we have heard that they were also severely shorted as well. So Amazon will probably start. I'm hoping they don't. So you might have your chances buying it from Amazon, but my gut's telling me that there'll probably be some major refunds from Amazon as well. Of course, for a company like Amazon or Groove, it's just business as usual. But for places like us and Jesse and Mike from Grindhouse and then other places like that, it's we take this personally. We do. Like, we thought that we would have a good relationship with the studios and the labels to be able to carry the product. It really comes down to distribution. And right now, there's been some finger pointing between the main distributor for Shout and then our distributor for Shout products. They were severely shorted. One side saying that they were told a while ago that they were going to be shorted. We were not conveyed that information. Would have been hopefully an opportunity for people to be able to get a copy of this. We actually, one place was surprised we got it at all. they said that we probably shouldn't even have the copies we had. So I don't know what's going on. Um, whether this is all tied up with the mergers and the layoffs and things like that. Also, I don't know. So we'll see what happens. We are checking the status of future pre-orders from Shout Factory, and we're going to make some decisions on where we either want to carry a pre-order or not. Uh, I would say that, as most of us know, Hard Boiled is the title, right? That is the one. That is the one, and everything else that we have seen in our pre-order process has been selling way less, like a third sometimes. So even the John Woo Italian Fat films. So I guess we'll see next week with the Bear Tomorrow trilogy. We're supposed to be expecting that. If we're having some issues with fulfillment for that, then we are going to be making some harder decisions out there. So uh, I guess I should have started this live stream saying that I'm going to go through what I need to go through, and then I'm going to go up and talk, answer questions, and we'll talk more about that later. So, once again, I don't these things. It's hard not to take personally. Uh, it's just business, and we've had everything thrown at us. It feels like from me personally, from hurricanes to cancer to very challenging importing and that business, and owning a video rental store. That was fun. It was fun, actually. It was great. But it's like it's just a new challenge, and we'll take it from there. I will say that Shout Factory overall is a extremely small amount of our business. Our business is overwhelmingly imports and things like that. But we wanted these too. I was looking forward to watching it this weekend. That's not going to happen to me now either. So moving on, right? I guess the the news that we're finally getting out of, if you follow the social media at all, is the fact that we had Martyrs and Weapons just completely uh, lost, not lost. It was in like I want to say Brazil, like bureaucracy nightmare in the customs office in Louisville, Kentucky. Even though they have all my paperwork, things that sailed through before, for some reason this shipment just decided to park it there for. I think we finally started getting most of the stuff on the 11th day. It's the 12th day. We still haven't even received everything yet. So, but anyway, we got all the amounts for pre-orders in, and we'll be going live. Well, I'll be talking about that here in a second. So anyway, it's one thing after the other, right? That's the way it goes. Right. Moving on to this is the end of October, November. We are investigating the possibility of doing a couple sales. One I would like to do before Thanksgiving, and one I might actually do on Black Friday. We'll see. Everybody's tensing up here. No, they're not. I don't know if they're listening to me. But anyway, we might be doing two sales in November. So keep that in mind. One will be a label affiliated sale if we do it, and the other one will be more of a clearance type of thing that I'm going to do. But it's going to be some awesome stuff when we do that. If we do that, we have to look and see if we can handle what happens with these sales is it goes bonkers. So we got to make sure we have enough personnel during the Black Friday weekend to be able to handle that. All right, moving on. Used Haul. Used Haul. This is the part of the show I like a lot. Show off the stuff that we have bought from you. I bought from you. And unfortunately, this week I've been so busy, mainly with the late shipments, because it doubles up. We actually had 6 shipments from the same company in the UK come after the one shipment. So all that stuff was just coming at the same time. So anyway, I have not put these used and new movies on the website yet, but I'm going to try to get them in by tomorrow around this time. So if you want any of these, stay tuned. We'll try to be accommodating there. But anyway, these are not going to be on the website at 5 o'clock. Sorry about that. Take a swig of that. All right, most of this stuff's actually kind of affordable, except maybe this first couple here. Anyway, we got in a nice copy of Trick or Treat. There you go. Might be doing something new with Don here coming up. We'll see. This one definitely needs to be reissued, right? But anyway, until it does, this is actually worth a ton of money. It's Redline. The classic anime. Anime? That's not anime. Making some giggle over there. Younger people in anime, right? I still think that's maybe why Shout Factory got bought. It's for G kids. These two are actually not worth a lot, but this is a good memory trip for me. This is actually a offshoot of, if you remember, Facets Video. Facets itself was an offshoot of Facets. I think it was Media. They actually were probably the first rental by mail, if you remember, from Chicago. But anyway, they had a sub label called Other Cinema, and this one's great. This is Craig Baldwin, Sonic Outlaws. This covers mostly sort of copyright pranky type things that happen. This mostly covers actually someone I know, Mark Hosmer from Negative Land, and of course the infamous sampling of "With or Without You" by U2 for their song, but and other things like that. But anyway, this is great. If you've never seen this, if you don't want to buy this copy, then go put up stream it. It's excellent. And then this is also a bizarre one. This was a very popular rental back when we first opened, not for sale. And this is TV Sheriff and the Trail Buddies. So hang on for that. We have started to get trickling in movies bought on the Lionsgate Limited website. And since this stuff's still in print, this is going to be a little bit lower than the Lionsgate prices. But anyway, here they are. Here is Frailty. To write the barcode on there, Frailty. There you go. And then some steel books, King of New York. There's that awesome Arrow version too, if you just want the movie Kick Ass. And is this one of the best horror remakes of all time? The Crazies? What do you think? Yes. Oh, thumbs up from Ty. Same with the Crazies. And then finally, this one's got a couple dents in it, and I'll put this up tomorrow because it's the reason for the season, right? Here is the much loved David Gordon Green Halloween movies, right? Very, very awesome, incredible David Gordon Green Halloween movies. All right. Maybe. Come on, the one where he kills the entire town is awesome, right? There's no one left alive. We don't have the hours. Maybe we do. They're trying to talk about Shout Factory, but we're talking about Halloween Halloween kills. Anyway, if you want to trade me movies, the best way to do it is to stack them like so. Take photos, send those photos to webmail@orbidvd.com. That is webmail@orbidvd.com. We'll give you a quote. He'll give you a quote. And if you like that quote, just mail them in gingerly, carefully, like it's a baby, in a packing box. I'm making her laugh again now too. And after a very thorough quality check, like missing Bride of Frankenstein 4K from the Universal box set, we will send you either cash or credit, however you choose. So that is it. Use haul for the week. And I apologize about the table. I will fix that as well here. In place. So yeah, use haul. All right, pre-orders. So I guess the news is, they're leaking the Arrow stuff about a day early. Whether they're true or not, I'm not quite sure. This is for December. Of course, we know about the TMNT box set. That's going to be the big one for the month, maybe for the year for U.S. Arrow fans out there. But I think we saw, was it Snakes on a Plane, Under Siege, and then I guess this would be Arrow UK because I don't know if it's a 4K by Shouts in the States, but City Slickers. It might be a 4K here. I'm not quite sure. But anyway, there might be a few more titles coming from Arrow, but we'll get that information tomorrow morning officially. But once that happens, we will have that on the site, ready to go, ready for you to purchase. So keep that in mind. So here's some more pre-order stuff. This one we're very excited about. The Night Gallery collection from Imprint Via Vision. Excellent looking set. Big fan of that set. Started the careers for, I guess, most famously Steven Spielberg, right? But anyway, had lots of aging stars, lots of young stars. Really, really fun show. That's up now. These are like about maybe 2 out of 5 here, but the Pink Panther series, I think the ones released where uh, Sellers was actually alive. I think those are available now. Of course, Shot in the Dark is considered the best one. I can't remember. I think it's always mix up Return or Revenge. It's the one where Herbert Lom is now the mad scientist with the death ray. I think that is that Return? I can't remember. Anyway, that's actually my favorite Pink Panther. But anyway, those are available now in 4K. uh, Babes, if you like Babes, I love Babes, especially second Babes. But anyway, Babe and then Babe Pig in the City are available on 4K to pre-order. If you remember, if you've never seen Babe Pig in the City, I strongly recommend it. It's very Brazil-like. Speaking of Brazil, it's the second Brazil reference of the live stream today. Anyway, Babe, one of our favorites, Sorority Babes in the Slime Bowl-O-Rama. That's going to be available for pre-order. Breakdown 4K, Cloud Charisma, King of Beggars. So kind of a light week this week, but that's the way it goes. But once Arrow announces, it's going to kick in tremendously. But anyway, get on the pre-order page and you'll see tons and tons, actually hundreds of pre-orders you can pick from. And hopefully, well, I'd say there's only maybe one company that we're having fulfillment issues with right now, but anything overseas, we have zero problems with fulfillment, by the way. So like Arrow UK, when that Arrow UK comes out hard boiled, we'll have zero problems getting that. I guarantee you. All right, new releases. Brought them with me too. So anyway, these are going live on the site tomorrow. All the pre-orders have been sent out that need to be. Anyway, here is finally, just glow there. Martyrs. Here's Martyrs. The rewatchable, lovable Martyrs. Anyway, this was one of the Eureka limited sets. These do not last long. So if you've not bought one of these yet, I strongly recommend it. Also, that came in the same shipment that was stuck in limbo land was this one. Now, there was a US edition, I think that sold out immediately, but here it is. This is Weapons 4K Steelbook. We've got some copies. Have you seen that yet? Yeah, you like it? Okay, cool. It's too long though. It's 2 hours long. I have to look at run times now. And it's like maybe I'll break it up like a TV show. I'll watch 30 minutes a night for 4 nights. To see what's going on. But anyway, um, this is why we love. This is the reason why we love Warner Bros. UK so much is because of these. Well, multiple reasons. A, they will give us the product, and then B, one of the main reasons is these cool little boxes. Which these smaller ones we might not ship in those. We'll see. All right. Also, is let's get our freaked on, right? Or freaked. I didn't say freak. I said freaked. We have the standard edition of Freaked with a slipcover, and then we also have this version of Freaked. So unfortunately, what's this? Something's in the front here, but this is Freaked. This is a big chunky Freaked limited edition set. Look at all that stuff you get with it. Ain't that cool? Welcome to Freakland, it says. So Freaked. Also from Australia, we got Cecil B. Demented, Angst, 4K. Angst is a very popular title. If you've never seen it, I recommend that one. Wicked Games, The Ogre of Athens. I think those are Radiance titles. Now, this one really didn't sell me pre-orders. I love this movie. It's prime Steve Martin. It's got Lily Tomlin, and I believe it's directed by Carl Reiner. And for some reason, it's not really blown off the shelves. I guess y'all's 80s nostalgia is different than my 80s nostalgia. I was probably already 17 or 18 when this came out. But anyway, All of Me. If you've never seen All of Me, I love that movie. It's great, especially well, I don't give anything away. But Steve Martin, of course, being in a Carl Reiner film, is going to be doing as much physical comedy as you possibly can imagine. So if you've never seen All of Me, I highly recommend it. Depraved 4K. Oh, these are all from the new Vinegar Syndrome titles came in this week too. Forgot about that. So Depraved 4K, Romeo and Juliet 4K, King of the Gypsies 4K. It's an excellent film with Eric Roberts. Never seen that. Sleepless 4K. That is not excellent. Try to get a rise. I do not like Sleepless. So, it it doesn't. I mean, for me, okay, sure, but you know, for me, it truly ends with opera. But I do like Stevenson. Okay, I'll give you trauma. Okay, all right. The Man Who Can Cheat Death, also from Vinegar Syndrome. We got that one in, I think, today, so that one's available now. This one is actually very popular right now. This might be, I guess, a UK only version of the Wild Robot. We got the deluxe Wild Robot Steelbook 4K. So that actually, once it's gone, it's gone. I think we got a few copies left. I think we're getting a restock from our other supplier in the UK, and then that's going to be gone completely. Speak No Evil, from the director of Ricky O and the Cat, the now very popular director of Ricky O and the Cat is the Peacock King. If you've ever seen that, I recommend that as well. We also got in, the Nightmare on Elm Street. That didn't come. We're not getting those back in, but anyway, if you know what those look like, the steelbook sets with the steelbooks and the foam and the steel case, we have that for Batman: The Dark Knight trilogy. So we have those films available like that set. Then finally, the Edward Scissorhands. This one's really popular. The 4K Steelbook. We got the American version of that one. Lots of new releases. Always have lots of new releases every day, every week, every month. So just get on new releases and scroll down. You'll see everything that we have. All right, restocks. These are coming and going. We actually just noticed a couple weeks ago that the first film was out of stock, or we didn't have as much stock. So we are bulking up on the Man with No Name trilogy. So we got tons of copies of all three films now at the same time. So a lot of people want to buy these all together. So if you want to, those are in. These are the standard versions of that. We just got in a large German restock. Nothing new from Germany, but we got in like that amazing Play on Night of the Living Dead sets and a bunch of other stuff. So keep your eyes peeled on that. And then we are expecting at some point a restock of Hack-A-Lantern. The slipcovers I think are gone, but we got some of the last slipcovers, so keep that in mind. So that is restocks. Upcoming, this will be tomorrow. Breakfast Club 4K, the Criterion version. Pre-sales amazingly well. I was kind of shocked with that. But Breakfast Club is a Breakfast Club, right? Edward Scissorhands 4K, the standard edition with the slipcover. These are becoming actually kind of sometimes more popular than the steelbook versions, mainly because they're cheaper, like about $10 cheaper. I love this movie. Love it, love it, love it. This is sort of like when I worked at Blockbuster. I managed a Blockbuster in the late 90s. And then moving on to own my own store a few years later. Anyway, I love indie films and I love these two actresses, but Hillary and Jackie, that's coming out. Coming up very soon, the deluxe edition of One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. If you remember this, I believe it's the 50th anniversary of that. That's the UK edition of that. So it's going to come in one of these nice little funky things. And then finally, two sets that got delayed. We are getting fulfillment on one of them, and my guess is the other one's not too far behind. But the Australian Hitchcock sets. So Alfred Hitchcock 9 and Hitchcock Early Years Volume 1. We unlike Hard Boiled and Shout Factory, we are going to get 100% fulfillments of those. So if you had pre-ordered one of those, you're good. These people look after us like we look after them. So very happy that these are all coming in. And for anybody that has been biting their nails for a couple of months, they're coming. So that is it for me. I will scroll all the way up. And I guess we'll be talking about hard boiled, right? Okay. I mean, people are making comments about the hard boiled set, which, we're all sort of like in confusion and a bit of rage here. Uh, Try to keep it tempered though, and even keeled. I would say if there's any help that anybody can do, if whether you're a customer of Diabolic or Atomic or us, any of us that are passionate about film, keep in mind that when the algorithms go away, when Amazon doesn't consider it the money maker anymore, or Groove, or Walmarts or whatever, we will still be around selling movies to you. Companies like Shout Factory need to know that. If you, I'm not asking for, a full on smear campaign on social media, but very nicely, very professionally mention that little guys like us and the others fulfill a need, a big need for people that are as passionate about films as we are. And they need to know that we are fans of Shout Factory and we would like to continue doing business with them. So if Shout Factory posts something on social media, just make a comment, but don't be nasty. Don't be hateful or spiteful or anything like that. Just saying, hey, you know, Orbit's Hardboiled got canceled. Is there anything y'all can do or anything like that? So there's one thing that's is odd about the hard boiled is I don't think that they mention numbers, right? I don't think that they mention how many they're making of those. Why not make more? Right? Why not make more? Or mention a standard version's coming out. Is there? I mean, that's not really Shout Factory's jam. Is anything they're jamming? I don't know. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Was this a contractual obligation and they're just moving on? Or do they want to, take care of their fans? I don't know. At 4 months the predicted time before we see an Arrow edition. I don't see anything from Arrow yet. I would if I was Arrow though, I would be just like the Man with No Name trilogy, and I would announce all that stuff at the same time. I would say here's the killer, here's Hard Boiled, uh, and I would announce it. Like Good, Bad, and the Ugly was technically about 4 months early. That's usually 2 months earlier than they announce their titles. But they wanted, of course, you to pre-order, all three films, the Eastwood trilogy. But I would do it like those when they rolled out those as far as an announcements goes, just saying, hey, you can go ahead and get these now. This is when it's coming out. If I was Arrow, I would do that now. I mean, I would do that now. I would definitely do it before the holidays start. We'll see. I was today years old when I learned it was pronounced groove. I That's what I'm assuming. I'm actually terrible at pronunciations. Terrible pronunciations. I actually learned one of my favorite food trucks in town had their last night across the street, El Kimchi, their Korean Mexican fusion, and I learned. I forgot the saying now, but I sat there for hours practicing. As a Korean saying, "I will eat well," and that is their way of saying thank you for making this food. Which I said to one of the chefs who was actually one of the owners, and I said, "Did I get it right?" She goes, "Close enough." So anyway, I do believe it's groove. I mean, is it grove? Give me grove. Uh, so if you want hard boiled, we're out of luck. Great. F shout. I'll buy the arrows anyway. Just hate waiting until 2026. I would say if you want to roll the dice with Amazon, go ahead. I mean, I still see it up there, at least it was. It, they might have pulled it at this point. But what I heard is there's shortages all around. So I don't know what's going to happen with that. Um, I will say that we did the due diligence. We knew how popular this title is going to be. It's going to be one of the most popular titles we're going to carry this year, and I ordered that day one. I did not falter. I did not add to an order. I did not call them a month later or anything like that. The very day we were solicited for hard boiled, I put my numbers in, and it was to the moon. Kind of like what I did with Good, Bad, and the Ugly. Unlike Arrow and Good, Bad, and the Ugly, Shout Factory or their distributor had different ideas. So, um, a lesson learned. I mean, that's all I can say. Fool me once, right? Right. So I'm if you anybody knows me knows that I'm upfront, and I'll tell you how like it is, and I don't pull any punches, and I don't try to pull wool under people's eyes or lie or fib or stretch the truth or anything like that. So this question is, will the killer follow the same fate? I pre-ordered both, missed out with hard boiled. Uh, I have inquired about the upcoming, mostly the Golden Princess Shout Factory titles. I also inquired about their version of Perfect Blue. Uh, I just want some assurances that it's not going to be like hard boiled. Now then, like I said earlier, hard boiled is hard boiled. That is considered one of the best action films of all time, one of the most requested films to come out, being re-released of all time, and is here. So I'll also say our numbers for the killer are far less than uh, less than 50% of what the hard boiled sales were. So that tells me that I think we're okay. We will know next week with a Better Tomorrow trilogy. Those numbers are about on par with the killer. We were okay a couple weeks ago, last week, with the Chinese Ghost Story trilogy. Those were fine too. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. And where are these movies going? Where are all these copies going? If Groove is sold out, and if it's maybe not Amazon, I have no idea where they're going. Walmart's? Are they going to Walmart's? Maybe look at Walmart. I don't think their website has it, but I see photos all the time online, and people are like, "Oh, I found this at Walmart." So that might be an option. Find the most country rural Walmart you possibly can. Have you all locked a Better Tomorrow and the killer pre-orders as a preventative measure? Yes, we do not want to give people false hope until a reason why we don't do too many cancellations is we are anal as hell about it. We got burned, say about 3 years ago with a kind of like a one-two punch of the Film Vault Jaws 2 release from the UK and then Studio Canal's steelbook of, believe it or not, of all things, Cross of Iron. Those sort of happened one month after the other. And we like Jaws 2 was the biggest refund we ever had to do, and it was only like maybe 100. We were able to hobble together a majority of those pre-orders. So we kind of lucked out. We lost money because we actually were kind of paying higher prices, but we honored the price that people paid for the pre-orders. Cross of Iron was kind of a shocker, especially since Cross of Iron was readily available to us a week after we had to cancel it. So anyway, since then we have been super anal. That's why we don't make the Sony 4K US steelbooks available because there's no guarantees there. Uh, and there's some studios that we're a little gun shy with. We had to cancel 50 Ron orders this year, also from Studio Canal UK, for the very reason. But that was a gap of 3 years that we didn't have to cancel on mass, I guess, a mass amount. This is the biggest by far, and it stings. I mean, I prepare for this stuff, but it hurts. It hurts. But anyway, it's not about me. It's about you. You should get a copy of that hard boil. You deserve a copy of that hard. Anyway, until we find out what's going on with the other titles, we have locked the pre-orders. And if we're short of any more of those, we're done doing pre-orders for Shout. Period. We're done. With this regime change, with these mergers and stuff like that, obviously something has changed to where places like us are no longer any priority at all. We never have been, but we have been fulfilled. Like whatever we have ordered, we have been taken care of. And if that's not the case anymore, we do not trust Shout Factory as far as pre-orders go. But if the other ones come in, is okay, this is a fluke. Maybe we all can work together to make sure that something like this doesn't happen again. We'll see what happens. Okay. So good. Like I said, I really enjoy it when you guys are giving us some suggestions for the website. So this one is good. On the page for a particular product, if the product is sold out, can you add a note whether you expect additional stock? If so, I'll sign up for a notification. If not, I'll check other vendors. Yeah, that's a good one. Sorry about writing. It's gonna shake everything here. So we actually have a little widget or whatever on that product page. We have like we have out of print. We have while stocks last. While stocks last will give you an indication of like if it says while stocks last and we're out, then that's a good indication that it's probably not going to come back in. However, we can fix that. These are all meta fields that we're working on. We can actually fix that saying, sign up for back in stock or something like that. We'll see. It could be pretty labor intensive. We'll see how this works with if Charles is on right now, but we'll see how that works with the flow and the coding and stuff to see if we can make that happen. In most cases, if it's a standard edition, it's going to come back in. Do you know what movies Arrow will be announcing tomorrow? If Salem's Lot is one of them. They were heavily teasing Salem's Lot, so I think that's going to be one of them. Just to repeat, someone leaked. Now these leaks online, you can't trust it. Like sometimes I see what I have said about things, and they get the truth gets stretched a little bit. I had to go back and watch my Q&A last week just to make sure that I didn't give too much up. But it looked like it was Under Siege, Snakes on a Plane, and City Slickers. Whether what country is carrying that, if both are, one is, we'll see what happens there. I do know City Slickers is a shout title, but if that was not out on 4K, it could be Arrow US. I definitely do not blame Morbid DVD. I blame those clowns that shout. I'd say the blame is perhaps a little twofold. I feel that yes, it does stem from perhaps some regime changes happening at Shout, and maybe not them understanding the market, and then also the fandom for these films, the love for these films, and also the love for people like us that sell the movies. I don't think people I don't think people understand how many copies we're selling of these sometimes. Like there was a title this year where I think me and my rep figured and it's a big title, like Orbit alone sold 15% of the world supply of this movie. 15%. It's like that's a I consider a decent amount. 5% is a decent amount. I think I could have sold 5% of hard boiled easily, if not 10%. So, but once again, it's like we're small fry, small potato, small fry. They don't know who we are. Uh, I think a majority of the blame perhaps falls on our distributor. The communication between Shout and distributor, or it's actually the Shout's main distributor, the ones they send like direct accounts to, like the Walmarts and stuff. Uh, Maybe that information was ignored or not conveyed well, and we should have been told up front, we'll get you what you can of this. There's no guarantees. Communication is key, and this might be part of the fallout, or just a side effect of these mergers that are happening right now, layoffs and things like that. I don't know. I'm purely speculating on that. But I do when I'm looking. I can blame everybody for everything, but unless they change patterns like that, then I don't know. I don't know if there's anything we can do about it. Okay, someone's mentioning Halloween Arrow Edition. I think people are getting. I think people are just letting their imagination go wild a little bit, because like what is true is I think if you pick this stemmed from, if you like, someone was on Apple the streaming service for Apple, and saw Arrow's symbol on the restoration of the streaming version of Apple. Is that right, Ty? So they posted the trailer for a 4K restoration of the original one and four. Okay. So one and four from Arrow, yeah. Yeah, the rumor is that they're going to on the streaming service, but nobody's saying anything about it. Okay. I don't know if y'all can hear that or not. He said that they showed off a trailer for one and four. Uh, the 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 guess is it's going to be for streaming. No mention of physical. I mean, Halloween would be a Halloween release, right? I mean, I think that would make sense for them. Do they have the rights to everything? Maybe they're still working on rights. I'm not quite sure. So, I don't foresee Halloween being announced, but anyway, I saw the mock-up of the photo of the Halloween with the arrow slip. That of course is online. Lots of stuff gets online. The beauty of AI these days. So you gotta, she's shaking her head. She's shaking her head. Say AI. But anyway, that I don't know. We'll see. I can't imagine after TMNT, and if it looks like Salem's Lot for December, I can't imagine there being a huge amount of titles for December because when Arrow normally releases their films, the street dates are the end of the month. But anyway, um, they'll put it right at Christmas or a week after when you have your gift cards though. Hello, Mark. Are you expecting a restock of the Meku Hama trilogy set with Slip from Vinegar Syndrome? And will you be stocking the Yasu Sato Volume 1 also from Vinegar Syndrome? If they are out of the slipcover, then we're out of the slipcover. That's the way it goes, but we will definitely be restocking or stocking those titles. Actually, I was just texting Jesse. We are just going back and forth, actually talking about movies we've seen recently. But uh, we're just both mentioning it's an amazing time for Asian cinema, right? I think we are absolutely in a golden era right now. I think a lot of the films that are being made currently, they're gaining more traction, they're more popular around the world, and then all these amazing reissues. I saw a Japanese one a couple days ago, just definitely gonna be my top five for the year, which I'll talk about in about 2 months. But anyway, of course the cat being huge, and like Korean films, everything Asian has just been amazing, from reissues to new movies, and we're happy to be part of that. I feel like that we've helped in some small way and a part of that. The Night Gallery set from Imprint looks to put the Kino sets to shame. Yeah, and not to show on Kino, we were good friends with Kino. We love them a lot, but that Imprint set, I don't have an Imprint set at home yet, but Night Gallery might be my first one. You want me to bust this off the top of my head? Mr. Orbit Man, give us your top 10 Halloween movies or spooky movies. Oh, God. Well, Halloween is one of them. I mean, I can watch that once a year. Trick or Treat, the good Trick or Treat, the non-80s Trick or Treat. That's always a fun one. Is it or R? Or R? R. Okay. Uh, Someone busted that out downstairs today. Something Wicked This Way Comes, I think, is a good. Like Halloween movies. It's got to be the vibe, right? It's got to be fall. You got to have that thing going on. I feel. Um, what else is out there? Halloween. Oh, WNUF, new classic, right? If you've never seen those, I highly recommend that. One and two. Is that right? WNUF? Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So, oh yeah, you're right. Silver Bullet's a good one. I like that one a lot. Yeah, I mean, it's got to be fall. It's got to be turning fall. The leaves are got to be falling. It's got to be a little bit. They got to be wearing sweaters. I think that's really the vibe out there. Halloween 3, maybe. I don't know. It's a Halloween's. Is that 10 yet? Oh, all the Halloweens. All right, there, I got it. So, uh, oh, Hocus Pocus 1 and 2. I do like the first Hocus Pocus. I do watch the cartoon Ichabod Crane, the Disney cartoon, the Bing Crosby narrated and sung one. That gets me in the mood a lot. Gonna have a staff revolt. Yeah, they haven't done it yet. That Edward Scissorhands disc is dog shit. Well, I love hearing that. So that's a misfire from Sony, huh? Okay. All right, people are talking about technical stuff here. I purchased the Sweeney British TV series 1 and 2 from Orbit earlier this year. I was hoping for a pre-order series 3 due for release December 1st. We've been carrying this release as well. Yeah, we'll look into that. We'll see if we can do a pre-order for that. I know the Screen Factory of Dog Soldiers was his abysmal transfer. It's the 4K or the Blu-ray? Are you going to get more Eddington 4Ks? Yeah, we plan on doing that. Like a box set of Hellraiser with all 11 movies. Wonder how possible that'd be. It might be a foreign country for that. I think, of course, some of that's, well, I think they're starting to wrestle some stuff away from Miramax Dimension, all that stuff. What do you guys think you'll get a Once Upon a Time in America up for pre-order? Any ideas? We are okay, so we are getting that, but anything from continental Europe, it's kind of like the Sony Steel books. We're kind of uncertain until it comes in sometimes, and sometimes there's no time when they come in, so we don't do pre-orders for those. But we are getting a decent amount. So I need you to buy those so they'll announce the American version of that. Take one for the team. Do you know if there'll be any other editions or domestic version of Big Blue other than what Stu Canal will be put out? Haven't heard anything yet. I mean, Sony's very busy. I know they got that box set coming out. I want to see why not, right? Money's money. Anything holding you off on the Studio Canal version? When will the new umbrella announcements be up for pre-order? As soon as we get information, you'll see an announcement, and then we get the announcement of cost, and it's a lot of times dimensions, weight, and what. A lot of them sometimes like going, can we get the limited edition of these things? Sometimes, so hopefully they'll get the Studio Canal release of the Hammer films. Well, they got a couple up already. Now they're not considered the best, but it's a Horror Frankenstein and Scars of Dracula, I think. Yeah, those are fun though. Anything with Ralph Bates is worth watching, right? I think horrible copies are on eBay for 125 bucks. Well, there you go. The Shadow Ordeal has me a bit worried about Day of the Dead. Oh yeah, so like last week I mentioned well, like I said, I was not told not to talk about these things, but I think until we see some more official information, I won't. But if let's just say that if Day of the Dead is planned, which I think it is, uh, then it will come out. Whether we get it or not, we'll find out. That's the $1 million question at this point. But I do believe anything in the shoot, anything that is getting ready to be, it's anything that they're working on, it makes sense to go ahead and finish making it. So uh, I feel good about Day of the Dead. Whether we get it, see. All right, someone just mentioned what I just said. Do you know if Grindhouse is still calling it quits? Has been liquidating for almost a year, maybe? Yes, he is done. He will be. He's running pre-orders. If you're a fan of his, he's got pre-orders up. He's running pre-orders, and he will fulfill the pre-orders for the year. And then he is switching back to a physical store. Uh, he is on, if you're familiar with the South and Knoxville, like the biggest road is in West Knoxville called Kingston Pike. He is about a mile away from one of those big McKays. There's many K's in the world. We got Mr. K's, there's McKays, and then McKays. I believe. I think there's three K's out there, but this thing's huge, and he's right down the road from them. So it's a good place to go visit if you like collecting. But anyway, he is going back to his roots. He told me he's going back to the horror grind house that he started off doing down in Tampa. He is going to be in the same spot that he is now. He actually, I think, go there and pick some stuff up from him. Actually, he got a hell of a deal on something. We'll show that in the near future. If you like Asian, I'll give you that hint. But anyway, yeah, Mike is winding down. I was happy to see the Vinegar Syndrome and the Man Who Could Cheat Death come back in stock so quickly. Yeah, that was a bit of a surprise, but there it is. So, any news what happened to the umbrella version of Dogma? It simply disappeared. Any info how it compares to the Lionsgate version? Haven't heard about differences yet. Um, I think Dogma's still available on our site, right? Give me a second. Yeah, yeah. So Dogma is available on our site now. What we have available is the standard version. It looks like with probably will come with slip cover. We never mentioned slips because we've been like I said, just like with the cancellations, we've been burned before by that. But Dogma is available from us from Umbrella. We were told that we will have a version of the Lionsgate Dogma as well. So see what happens there. Are Arrow masks in stock and shipping? Yes. Buy as many as you want. Please, as many as you want. Peacock King Blu-ray just arrived from you guys, and I'll watch it today. It was great. Love the cat. Yeah, yeah. This guy's amazing. Yeah, really good stuff. Have those Imprint Hitchcock's boxes hit yet? I just mentioned that. We are getting our full fulfillment, unlike other places or companies out there, and we should be seeing them soon. What's the word on the Wrong Turn franchise? Are you guys getting it? Ty? Wrong Turn? I haven't heard anything. Haven't heard anything about Wrong Turn. Oh. Yeah. We've got a funny story involving Wrong Turn. Oh, we'll talk about it someday. That's for the book. Orbit DVD, The Trials and Tribulations, volumes 1 through 10. Hi, Mark. Any possibility for more Nightmare on Elm Street steelbook sets from the UK? What we're told is what everybody else was told. This is a one run from Warner Brothers. Some places are allergic to money, and they might do it again, but we haven't heard anything, so we're sticking with that's it. Um, and and we'll see. This join, not so sure if you answered yet, but will all hard boiled copies pre-ordered safe? No, they're not. Oh, about 62% are being canceled. If you got an email from us, sorry. If you didn't get an email, you're good. You have almost a 50-50 chance, maybe a lopsided coin flip. Are you guys carrying the Child's Play and Silence of the Lambs steelbooks from Germany? Okay, so Germany, we'll always look at this stuff. A lot of it, I like to call it lateral moves. Basically, it's like how many versions are out on 4K? It's diminished returns over and over and over again. A good example actually is an Arrow product, the Sadness. The Sad by the time Arrow Sadness has come out, it's sold well. It is selling well, but it's the third version of the Sadness on 4K. So it's like, how many versions do you want? Now then, of course, with Germany, it's all about the cover, right? So if it looks awesome, yes, we will pick it up. But if no, we will probably let that one slide. But yeah, we are getting a what do we get on Steelbook from there? Give me a second. I can tell you what's coming. Well, no, I think it's all restocks for that. Never mind. Any chance of stocking Possessor 4K standard edition units from the German label Turbine? The release has an exclusive Dolby Atmos soundtrack. Sure. Maybe we should make that a section. Turbine's going for it, right? They have the 3D stuff, which we are getting those, by the way, and it looks like they maybe are doing Dolby Atmos. Okay, well, it's funny because I watch movies for movies, but I totally understand someone wanting the immersive visual sound experience. But it never really occurred to me to get. I don't have a house big enough. Yes, I have. Was that 7 channels? I think I don't know if I have a house big enough to really get that value out of it. I have these thumping 70s huge speakers that I enjoy a lot the way I watch it because either I saw it on VHS or one crackly speaker at the Dogwood Twin in Maryville, Tennessee. I saw everything there, by the way. Anyway, um, I am learning more and more about sound, and once again, I fully admit that it's never really been on my radar, but I will be as accommodating as I possibly can. So let me write that one down. Shaky camera. Right. Any news on K-Pax Blu-ray? I think that's coming out soon. It's coming. I mean, not right now, but it's coming. Y'all talking sound. I pre-ordered the Umbrella Dogma the other day. Thank you. Oh, clarification. Dogma disappeared from the Umbrella website. Is Arrow Outland worth the 4K and also in stock? We have Outland in stock. I can only speak for the movie. I like that movie quite a bit. It's basically a high noon in space, pretty much. I also like the sound of mechanical keyboards clicking and clanking, and there's lots of mechanical keyboards clinking and clanking, and that one, and the little cursor, going across the screen. So I like that a lot. Um, I have not heard bad things about the transfer because y'all, as soon as something looks shitty, y'all immediately jump in saying it's bad. Do you have many copies of Malpertuis? We got an okay amount left, but once that's gone, it's gone. So keep that in mind. I think it'll last a couple more weeks, but people get paid in 2 days, so sometimes that comes into play. Some of you will not get paid. I'm sorry. Feel for you guys. Oh, okay. See, y'all have more information than I do about anything. The entire franchise is the wrong term, but you're released in 4K box set in Germany soon. Excellent. So one more thing to make that kid buy. That 30-year-old kid. You eventually did buy it. We made them. So we don't come back in the store until you buy wrong turn. Okay. Yeah, I'm aware. All right, this good comment. Thank you so much for that. They say the rule is audio is 777, something like 7 feet for proper bass, 7 feet high or more for good room and full bass acoustics. And I would say it is. Like I do have 7 feet. We have one bedroom. I have a bungalow. It's like 1,000 square feet. It is 3 bedrooms. So one of the bedrooms is converted into like an AV room. And I think it is you could probably it is probably seven. Well, it probably isn't 7 feet actually from the speakers to the couch. But yeah, yeah, I'll check that out. That's actually the most boxing I have. We have a living room with another TV, and it's in the corner, so it's not a perfect way to watch if you want that sort of theatrical experience there. Sorry if this has been asked already. Are you going to be getting the Dogma big box from Umbrella? Apparently not. It was not offered to us. Some of these limiteds are, which has been great, but that one I don't think was. Someone just mentioned it was sold out on Umbrella's website. So what's going on there? Outland's never going to look great on 4K, but definitely upgrade from the old, yeah, Blu-ray. Yeah, I'll watch the Blu-ray again because y'all are selling that off to us. I watched that again recently and enjoyed the Blu-ray. But you're right, it does. I like that era. I sort of post Star Wars. Really, everything is kind of grainy and gritty looking. Of course, Blade Runner could be possibly the best example of that. But but I just love that era. That's really when I started watching movies in earnest, like besides, like the kids' horror movies and Ray Harryhausen and stuff. Dogma was canceled for the American market. What? Oh, from Umbrella. I see. So it's a rights issue. Okay, got it. Well, I mean that it is possible that we can perhaps see what we can do with the limited edition Dogma. I'm not guaranteeing nothing, but Umbrella's been great to us, unlike another company. All right, I'm caught up. Yay. Hey, it's only an hour. Oh no, another question. Oh, great, another question. Let's try and make her giggle. That's all. I read something somewhere where the writer made a case that the Alien franchise and Outland are set in the same shared universe. Yeah, sure. That makes sense. What's the one that blew my mind? The theory. Oh yeah, I was selling Horror Hound. I had some good, bad, and the uglies left that were slightly damaged and stuff. But a young man came up to me and told me the theory about the Eastwood Man with No Name trilogy is actually the same character in reverse. Start with good, bad, and the ugly, and work your way to a fistful of dollars. I had to think about that for a while, like a long while. Of course, that meant that Lee Van Cleef would be resurrected and was a good guy, or it could be a twin brother, I guess, right? I don't know. Please try to get the limited edition tourist trap while you're at it. If that's umbrella, yeah, well, yeah. So Rebecca, who is our product guru, she loves going on these websites and buying, buying, buying. Um, and we love getting those from Umbrella, and we mark them up a little bit. I think mainly to cover the shipping and stuff like that. But yeah, anything that's new that's available, she'll definitely pick up. Do you sell video games? Yes, we do, says Shelby. Please buy all of them. Oh, we got some great BOGOs. Got some Tiger Woods and Madden 2004. The mystery. Oh yeah, we just started mystery games actually. If you follow us on Instagram, go to Orbit DVD Games. Okay, great. So follow us. Follow her on Orbit DVD Games. And I'm in a video. I'm in a video about scary games on Halloween. On Halloween, yeah. So we do take games and trade. Yes. Yes, we do. Y'all, like a lot of you movie collectors are also game collectors, and we have bought some amazing stuff from you guys. So Instagram. That's right. Do you think Shout will print more units of the Killer Deluxe to avoid this hard boiled issue? I don't think they're worried about that. I feel that, once again, hard boiled is kind of like good, bad, and the ugly. I think it was just a perfect storm of shit. We were on the right side of that with good, bad, and the ugly, mainly being the company that was involved with that, Arrow UK, who are always awesome with us, Arrow US and UK. Zero problems with those guys. Uh, whether Shout just wants to blow through this catalog and move on, I'm not quite sure. Uh, our pre-orders for the Killer are way less than they were for Hard Boiled. I'm talking like 50% or less. Um, it's that profound. So I don't foresee there being a problem with this stuff. But if you haven't heard me earlier here, I'm reaching out to our distributor, who's really, I think, the people that kind of hosed us with this, and everybody else. I think maybe even including Amazon, and finding out what the hell's going on. We'll see. What happened a few weeks back with the Warner Archives Curse of Frankenstein was their announced last minute delay. No, we got it in like 5 days. We got it in, I think, officially before Street Date. We got it in the Monday before Street Date. I want to say, yeah, we have it in stock right now. It's in stock. So a lot of this stuff is just, you're going to, and many facilities making this, so like, you know, like they're trying to cram as much product through these facilities as possible to make them, and you're dealing with fourth quarter, so that naturally is when all this big stuff's supposed to be coming out for Christmas and things like that, and that's an issue with a lot of these sort of smaller releases is they're just going to be delayed a few days. Sony had that hiccup last year where like Can't Hardly Waits, and they all were just 5 days late. Every single Sony release for a while was like 4 or 5 days late. This has happened a decent amount with Warner as well. Um, so it's not, those films are just not the priority. So just expect that in the future. Who knows? Arrow virgins are coming. At this point, I feel way more comfortable with them. Yeah, I mean, and they will. Arrow will provide. I can tell you right now, Arrow will provide. I have no doubt. They might be making more as we speak because the demand is going to be so high. What's my definitive Frankenstein? Oh boy. If you count comedies as Young Frankenstein, I mean you can't beat that. Oh, yes, right. Yeah, yeah, and Andy Warhol's Frankenstein. That's the first VHS tape officially released I ever bought. There was it's in Maryville, Tennessee, and there was a guy that was buying video store inventories. This is like the late '80s, and I was in college and I was home, and he let me in as as a warehouse kind of thing. He let me in and he let me buy something, and I bought Andy Warhol's Frankenstein for some stupid reason. I don't know why. It wasn't in 3D, but it's a clamshell. Andy Warhol's Frankenstein is one of my favorite. Um, Young Frankenstein, Bride of Frankenstein, of course. The first two Frankensteins are great. Alvin and Costello, Meet Frankenstein. That's probably my earliest memory of seeing Frankenstein. Is that one? I kind of liked. It's not really the best film. Have you ever saw Corman's last directed movie? It's Frankenstein Unbound. Interesting film. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, maybe more closer to the book than you realize. Um, Check that one out. And I've heard this Del Toro one's amazing, so I'm looking forward to it. Although I'm a little hot and cold with Del Toro. I mean, I want to love him all the time. Thanks, Mark. Happy Halloween to the best online shipping crew out there. You guys are fantastic. Thank you. The whole crew is fantastic, except for that one person. Give her jabs too much downstairs in the dungeon. Who's going to put out a Guillermo del Toro Frankenstein? Anybody? I don't know. I can answer this. How come you guys can sell exclusive 4K releases cheaper than us here in the UK? Warriors Reanimator from Second Sight is actually cheaper from people in the US, more expensive HMV, Zavi. Well, Zavi, I can't speak because it's online, but HMV, because it's a retail store, I guess. So here in the States, we have a store called Barnes and Noble that's still sort of carrying the torch for physical media. They're mostly known for Criterion. They're also mostly known for very expensive prices. Uh, I would say that the reason why we can is because we can. We had to make the decision to be competitive. Of course, we're competing with Amazon, and if we're close to that price, a lot of times we beat Amazon, by the way. But it's just the markup. It's the markup. I guarantee you, Zavi and HMV. Well, Zavi is connected with Arrow, right? So I guarantee HMV gets the movies wholesale more cheaply than I can. And I think I'm doing a fairly decent markup on it. I mean, fair for everybody, and it's worked out. Everything's worked out. So I'm hot and cold with Del Toro also. Yeah, I mean, like, I think I mentioned this actually last week, but Del Toro has these amazing ideas. Like this, he is just brimming with these awesome, creative, elaborate, just it's all fantasy, right? I think everything he does is more fantasy than horror overall, but like getting those things realized and sometimes seeing the versions of what he actually can do on film, sometimes there's mixed results for me. It's like I want to like Pacific Rim a lot. It should be the best thing I've ever seen because it's exactly what I was playing with as a kid. I had the Shogun Warriors as a kid, like these tall, like the first man Zinger was a Shogun Warrior, and Godzilla Shogun Warrior. But it's like I watched it and it was like, it's like it's good, it's fun. Same thing with what's the Crimson, whatever, the haunted house movie. God, brain fart today. It's like I wanted to love it. It's okay. So it's like that's basically what I view Del Toro. It's like, it's okay, it's fun, they're done well, and I watch them all. Have you seen John Carpenter's Hatred for the Substance? I thought it was good until the last third. What are your thoughts on the substance? I thought it was great. It was my probably my favorite movie of last year, to be honest. I think maybe just I like being shocked, I like being wowed, I like being surprised, and it was a surprise. I mean, it's just fun, seeing Debbie Moore, I guess, in a body horror movie was shocking. Now I can definitely see Margaret Qualley in a body horror film because she's definitely takes more, let's say, riskier roles out, not riskier, but just more out there roles. So I can see that. I like the last third a lot. Maybe the problem with films sometimes is how you have this amazing idea. Maybe it's a Del Toro problem too. It's like I have this amazing film, great ideas, going for it, and it's like, how do I end this thing? I liked the ending for The Substance. I did like it. Uh, I saw that very quick clip of Carpenter who hated it, and did he not? He didn't elaborate why he hated it. If there's a longer clip, I'll seek it out. But he just said he didn't like it, which is fair enough. I mean, I there's lots of stuff that I don't like that people like. So everybody's wrong. You know, joined late, but I had a question about hard boiled. Or most of the pre-orders getting canceled? Most. We did a third of them immediately once we fulfilled the pre-orders. We will be doing rolling cancellations. These will have to do basically line by line. People that have ordered different product, more product, along with hard boiled. If you have items that are ready to go, you're just waiting for hard boiled. We are going to cancel hard boiled or refund you for that, and then send you what you have already bought. If you have other pre-orders, those have to be reshelled and after the refund for um, for hard boiled. So it's going to be a few days, uh, you know, mainly because we've been, extremely busy. So we're having to weave this in and out of our normal shipping routines here. So, apologies about that. This is definitely the biggest one we've ever done as far as refunds go. We don't do them often. Like I just mentioned earlier, we had our last two big ones 3 years ago, and we have taken every step we possibly could to avoid this situation ever again. But here we are. It does happen, and we are prepared for it. It's not like we don't have, I have money to refund everybody. It's not like I'm at zero balance here. So we are going to be refunding everybody over the next few days. The sooner we do it, the more we best we can just wipe our hands clean with this, wash our hands, and move on. The best for us personally as well. So I hope that answers your question. Thanks for hanging in for a long Q&A, Mark. Yeah, no problem. Huh. How do you feel about Kiyoshi Kurosawa? Yeah, Cure is absolutely amazing. I'm so happy that it is getting it's always been popular. Like the Criterion Blu-ray Cure was probably one of the top Criterion sellers we had. But it's been great seeing the upgrades and just the continued love for the Cure. Um, yeah, I have a Creepy I've seen, New Cloud Charisma I have not seen. So I'm excited to see that. Pulse too, yeah, right. The umbrella set for Pulse. That's correct. Let me check Amazon real quick. What are you doing over there? Ah, okay. Very nice. Gotcha. Yes, soon to be. Okay. All right, so I'm gonna wrap this up, y'all. It's been another good long one. I do enjoy answering questions. I was kind of joking a little bit earlier, but anyway, just to recap, hard boiled, we are refunding probably 62% of that. I am still seeing it on Amazon for sale. Roll the dice if you want. We all know how that goes sometimes with Amazon. There might be thousands of refunds happening starting on Monday or Tuesday. We, you know, what can we say? It's just a reality of the business. Sometimes we do what we can, and these things still happen. So we are look we are trying to get information about the other Shout Factory titles that are coming out. Soon. I think better tomorrow. We'll see tomorrow, not tomorrow, but next week. So if we get that one in full allotment, then we're fairly comfortable that the rest we find. They're not as popular as hard boiled is, unfortunately, or fortunately. But we will keep everybody abreast about that. Like I said, unfortunately, secondary market, everybody's jumping on that. I would physically, because they're really trying to push out more and more into Walmarts. If you want to try a Walmart or two around your area, you might want to give that a shot. Although unfortunately, I think a lot of these eBay flipping, they have an in with the WalMarts of the world. They know they have someone that's in that back room that's basically, I don't think they're stealing the product, but they will buy the product for it goes on the shelves sometimes. That's just a reality situation. If you wait a few months, I'm pretty sure we're going to see some information about Arrow and their version of hard boiled, which is going to be the version that we all are going to end up with here in the store. So, uh, thanks again. Happy Halloween. Have a great time. If you do it, watch a spooky movie. And I will not be here next Thursday. We're going to go to LA and see the Trent Reznor composer concerts, but that got canceled. They said logistics, we say ticket sales. We were still going to go to LA, but then got a little nervous about the lack of air traffic controllers right now. And then also we would be going all over LA. It would take us hours to get from one end to the other to do what we wanted to do. So we're gonna be chilling at Folly Beach. If you know about Folly Beach, it's the most Asheville beach on the whole East Coast. Love that. I love it, love it, love it, love it. Doing Folly. We It's been an incredibly busy month. This is probably the most we have ever shipped pre-order wise ever. So thank you so much for that. And we look forward to selling and shipping more to you guys from reputable companies who fulfill their end of the bargain and give us the allotment that we asked for on day one. But anyway, what can you do? Take care.